Hi everybody, this is Coach Jay with Full Circle Coaching Consulting today. And today our topic, do you have these 4 critical people systems in place? Here's the thing, money management is hard. We get it, especially if you're not where you want to be. But the reality is, people management is even harder. Systems are a great way to ensure things are performing how they should, how you intend them to. But it's tough to know which systems you need and frankly how to implement them. So how do you increase the output of your practice by knowing, you can increase the output of your practice by knowing what metrics, what specific key metrics you should pay attention to. And frankly, some of them you just need to ignore because you're efficient and effective and you don't have to micromanage anything. Here's the thing, you want to increase the communication and relationship between your front desk, your back staff, and where you are. So I'm in the back of my office here. How do I best communicate with the front of my office when things are really busy? We've got a system, really key system put in place. Here's the thing, what measured gets managed. You can't improve on something if you don't know something needs fixing. You don't know if you're losing money. I've been there. There was this time in my life when I thought we were doing really great with collections. We thought we were doing really well. We thought we had a great team in place, but we weren't doing regular systems. And I'll talk about the 4 people systems that we didn't have in place. That we lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because our system was broken. I don't want to say somebody wasn't doing what they were supposed to. They weren't. But it falls on me as a leader to make sure they were doing what they're supposed to do. Well, once I knew what was wrong, I could zone in on what wasn't working and put something in place that was working, that was easy and systematic. So here's the 4 steps. 1, what are your daily routines? Right now, I've got 3 kids, 4, 2, and not quite 1 yet. I don't have much of a morning routine. I'll be really clear. I almost try to sleep in as long as I can. Up until I don't even need an alarm anymore. Kids just wake me up. Because they're up several times over the course of a night. So I don't have much morning routine, but what I do have is I have a lunch routine. I have a midday routine. I can adjust for about 3-4 hours and be really, really on, clear, and present with my clients. The only way I can do that is if I get a break in the mid part of my day. I have a long CrossFit routine in the middle of my day that allows me to reset and bring the best version of myself in the afternoon. That's my daily routine. If I don't have that, I'm not the best version of myself, and there are things that get missed with specifically with managing staff and connecting with them, as well as connecting with my clients and delivering the best adjustment every single time. So that's the daily, step 1. 2, what are your weekly routines? Do you have a team huddle? Your team works intimately with your patients and the practice processes that you don't have anything to do with. The huddle, the daily huddle, and specifically, we call them mastermind sessions. We call them our New Leaf mastermind sessions, but they're just staff meetings. They're just time for we to connect the staff, what's working good, what's not working. That's our time to connect with the staff. They hold valuable information that we don't. So I always say, well, hey guys, what's going on? What do you want to talk about? It's just a way to lead things, and then if they think, oh, nothing's going on, then I get into what I want to talk about with our team huddles, with our staff meetings, and specifically I like to call them our masterminds because they are masterminds. And everyone's got a seat on the table. We're a round circle. There's not a head of the table. I'm not at it. My wife's not at it. Everyone's got equal input with what goes on. Monthly routine. Are you looking at your collections, your billables on a monthly basis? There are key metrics that we look at: new patients, total adjustments, and collections. Looking at those 3 things. Are you looking at those every single month? And based on those 3 metrics, then we got a whole bunch of other metrics that say we're doing good, we're not doing good, here's where we can improve. And we share some, but not all of that with our staff also. Be really clear with your monthly budget meeting, monthly review of stats. Sometimes docs are shared to show their collections in open books. However, what we have found is when you are, the more transparent you're willing to be with your staff and with your team, it usually ends up as a huge breakthrough for team morale, team buy-in, and having them help grow your practice. We actually look at quarterly basis also, which is the 4th and final step. Daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. Those are the routines. What are your daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly routines? So we actually look at the month with our staff. We share that, and we say based on a quarter, here's what we had all set as a team together as our quarterly new patient average, total adjustment average, and collections. And based on these, if we meet our goal, we decide that we're going to do this or have this bonus. And it's the quarterly updates of those that allow us to strengthen our relationship with our team, go out, have a team building event. It's the only way to ensure your team members are going to do what they're supposed to do. What are the goals that we're going to set? Are there any impediments along the way to get here? How can I challenge you and support you along the way? This rhythm and routine, you may not know this, it may not be getting done, and it's so, so, so key. And then we can even have a fifth people system every year. Are you having an annual general meeting with your teams? We can even say these 5 critical systems, and the fifth one would be an annual meeting. I can't tell you how important it is, but ask me. We struggled. We're barely meeting ends meet. We thought we were doing great. We were meeting all our metrics, but just something was missing. And we found out that our audit system, and not checking in frequently enough, we were losing a whole bunch of money. We just found out from one of our clients, Bob, when he took one person out and audited her and took her out of this role she was in, put somebody else in, he had 49.5% increase month over month by just making one minor tweak and checking in with a different person at the front desk. It's never going to be easy to get going or integrating more meetings and staying on top of people. I get it. It's even tough for me to find time to make the videos like this because you've got so many other things that are going, and there's so many things that are in place in your life. Make the time for these 4, maybe 5 things, and you will have growth. Our job, we help docs grow their practice from within. So don't look at any of the numbers and metrics and things that I'm saying. You got to find what works for you. My job is to show you the interference to growth in your life, bring it up from within, and help you hit the most ideal patient numbers and collections, and ideally take the bumps and the ebbs and flows out and be as close as possible to a baseline so that you're not living from paycheck to paycheck. Then you have a great month and then a drowning month. We've all been there. Our job is to help you systematize things so things are as non-bumpy and non-wavy as possible and just raise the ocean overall. There's a rising tide raises all oceans. So how can we raise the tide? How can we raise the baseline and not just the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs? When you can see the data, when you can see the plateaus, the ups and the downs, if you feel like you are in the middle of that, go ahead and hit us a note. Let's sit down, let's talk, let's do strategy sessions, let's talk about the systems, the people systems that are in place, maybe some opportunities for growth that are there, and how we can best get the most authentic practice and raise the tide in your life. That's what we're here for. Go ahead and hit us a note. Thanks for sticking with me today, gang.